What was the most outrageous rumor that went around your high school? NSW. Soon to be married Italian teacher had a bunch of seniors over for a New Year's party. Some dude ended up fricking her in her wedding dress. She got fired for hosting the party. They were never able to prove the lovemaking. That was 6 years ago and she still calls one or two of the guys up for herb and physical intimacy. It makes me sound creepy, but this is one of the reasons I would never become a high school teacher. Some of those upperclassmen look too dang physically mature and hot. I'm 20 currently, so it's not creepy for me to say this. Yet. 2 students made love. They used a sock as a contraceptive. The principal was fricking the senior class president. Who knows if it really happened, but he wasn't working for the school too long after and she dropped out after everyone found out she was pregnant. I've always wondered what happens or what goes down before the first physical interaction. The physical science teacher was having a relationship with one of the 9th grade students. Turned out to be true. Physical science. Crap dong Sam. Long story short, 2 of our more popular football players were caught having a little love-in after practice when one of them had an apparent attack of the shoots. And to put it frankly, crap on Sam's dong. High School Musical 5 starring Zac Efron as Crap Dong Sam. Our librarian had one wooden breast. That is the best rumor I have ever heard. Like the female George Washington with wooden titties instead of teeth. English teacher used to work for rival school. The rumor was she blew the entire football team over there. Seemed reasonable at the time. I think at every high school someone gets accused of blowing the whole football team. It was a big deal when they found out that one of the popular girls licked her boyfriend's butthole during lovemaking. She was known as the chocolate muncher. That one of my friends had long nipples, like index fingers. That this kid's dad was a pedo, full-on diddler, produced and starred in his own video material. Nobody would ever even mention it to the kid. It would be too awkward and horrifying a topic to bring up. I eventually just dismissed it as gossip. Now a decade later it turned out to be true. Got splashed across the local papers and apparently his own family had starring roles in his sick media collection. I feel a bit sick. Not high school, but in middle school a friend of mine was out for a week because he was visiting family and a rumor went around that he was absent because he tried masturbating with sandpaper. I remember when I was 13 I started beating off with a suede leather glove. It would leave my dong raw, red and swollen, and I did that for about a month. I thought masturbation was supposed to be painful. I seriously took John Cougar Mellencamp's song Hurts So Good literally. There was a rumor going around that I made fake IDs. I would get lots of Facebook's messages and people walking up to me asking for fake IDs. And I didn't even know that I made them, since I can barely manage a Microsoft document. Story checks out. I got hurt during a wrestling match in high school and came back to school after the weekend with a limp. My best friend took it upon himself to tell everyone that I had opted to have a late-in-life circumcision. That the US government teacher was dating a senior in his class. It turned out to be true when he showed up to the after-prom party to pick her up. It blew up into this huge scandal. He was forced to resign, and he left his wife and newly adopted daughter from China. Last I heard, he was taking her to Paris to pop the question. Pretty messed up. There was a really drunk girl that pulled her pants down and pee on the floor, twice, in one night. Apparently that true story wasn't good enough, because come Monday I'm hearing about how a bunch of guys, myself included, pee on her face. That our high school principal lost her testicle in a salt mine accident. There was a rumor when I was in year 11 that a girl gave a guy a BJ and actually blew into his dong because it was her first time and it caused an air bubble to get trapped somewhere inside his dong and he had to go to hospital to have it removed, as it was really painful. What? Smoking banana peels could get you high. Smoking clove cigarettes could get you high. Smoking pine needles could get you high. Do you see a pattern there? ETA 5 hours later. Apparently smoking banana peels was in the anarchist cookbook. I never knew as that was not on my top reading list. ETA 10 hours later. The Whitest Kids You Know, which reference the banana peels, came out in 2010. I graduated in 1983. Guess things don't change much, do they, kiddies? That a girl from my class died from a heart attack over the summer break going into my freshman year of high school. I didn't believe it for a second because she was 14 and kids can't have heart attacks. I thought she actually moved away. As it turns out it was true. I think she had clogged arteries or something. That in 7th grade one of the cheerleaders got fingered by one of the wrestlers after a meet. She was henceforth known as Four Finger F. She later went on to become our high school class board president, so I guess people got over that. Clarification. I said F to protect the girl's identity, yet still show that middle schoolers can properly use alliteration for the purposes of being little pricks. In my school it wasn't rumors that were spread, it was syphilis. Mine spread the clap to other schools. That the construction crew up on the roof for most of the year was actually a narc squad and that's why they were taking so long to fix the roof. Turned out to be true. That the grumpy vice principal was a 70-year-old virgin. Come to think if the vice principal at my old high school was quite a grumpy bee too. I'm really hoping this isn't just a rumor because I find it hilarious. Apparently a couple of kids starting making love and whatnot. You know, normal stuff. They met, really liked each other, one thing leads to another. Then one day they go to a funeral and find out they're cousins. Les cousins dangerooks. One of our star football players and one of the cheerleaders hooked up at a party, completely hammered. Supposedly they rode backdoor, and when he pulled out she crap all over the bed, but they were so drunk they ended up passing out and sleeping in it. Yes, the chocolate puddle cuddle. We had a kid at school who jerked off into jars. When they got full, he put a lid on them and put them in his closet and started a new one. A girl once walked up to me after band class and asked, "Do you do M? Because I heard you do M." Ya gotta watch out for the ol' gonorrhea. That crap'll get you for life, man. There were orgies going on in the music practice rooms. We had trouble finding a good band teacher. The school was fairly new, and the same teacher had been teaching band for years, until he got a job at a college and left. After that, we spent around 5 years switching between teachers, until we got one who was young, business-minded, and helped to stimulate the band program. Apparently he stimulated more than that. There were some really nerdy kids in band, go figure, and some of them liked to practice outside of school hours, so one borrowed a key from the teacher, copied it, and the key spread like wildfire. In between the practice sessions, some of the guys and girls would hide in the practice rooms and have other sorts of sessions. The nature of these sessions has been under debate, but there have been constant rumors of fingering, tugging, and blowing. Apparently, some of the kids liked practicing in larger groups, and some of them liked having their instruments tested in other ways. Many allegations of playing with drumsticks, tugging at the trombone, and screaming like piccolos. Anyway, the vice principal caught on, and there was a week where around half the band students, and a bunch of their significant others, were suspended. I'm not positive which of the rumors were true. TLDR. Playing with instruments. So many kids made love in the band practice rooms at my school, especially after they remodeled the place. They put in new practice rooms that locked from the inside and had no windows. Well, these two guys came to school one day telling everyone that they had spent last night getting drunk on red wine. Plot twist was that they claimed to have done a handstand while the other crammed the neck of the bottle into their butt. They then went all TMI and talked about the raging wine diarrhea they had for several hours that with the force of its explosive power had splattered all over their carpet. They called it the Red Wine Orchestra, later named their band that, and the music was actually amazingly good. Still not sure if they were serious. The wife of our unpopular principal had been in a car accident years prior and had suffered brain damage. She was often seen walking her dogs aimlessly along the school road, so everybody was aware. I tell that story to tell this story. We were discussing the speed at which rumors spread in class and decided to do a test. We told 5 random people during lunch that the principal's wife had spontaneously combusted while walking her dogs. The only things left were the 2 dogs sniffing a charred circle on the side of the road. I was called to the principal's office by 2 PM that day. Got an A on the project, though. That there was a ground level classroom that had been sealed because someone used it for satanic rituals. Someone got murdered in it both. And by sealed, I mean buried under several feet of dirt formed into a slope. which was then overgrown with plants and subsequently had part of it padlocked behind iron grills. The dirt mount was on the ground floor of the school at an inner section of it. Given that the rest of the school had identical floor plans, that sudden mound of dirt and plants is pretty jarring and in the middle of nowhere, but if you looked hard enough, you could see concrete wall at the far end near the top of the dirt slope. Still have no idea what's behind the dirt to this day. Oh, another rumor. For you folks who want the saucy stuff, one of the girls apparently lured a younger guy to her classroom just before her class left for a phys ed lesson. About an hour and a half later, her class returns to find her inside the locked classroom, looking like she'd just had some really heavy exercise. Half an hour after that, smack in the middle of the next class, the guy lets himself out of the classroom supply closet in full view of the rest of the class, and saunters out. This guy rode backdoor with a girl in a shower and then she shat on his dong. TBH, it was very lucky they were in the shower. Same rumor at my school in year 11. So there was this redhead boy at my elementary school that was kind of the smelly adopted cousin that no one really hangs out with. Nice kid though, just a little weird. Anyhow, folks started calling him Poop Stain Boy. This went on for months. Come to find out that he was a real life bad luck Brian. He was on multiple occasions unable to wipe his butt after crapping. Partly because the kids at the school were buttholes and would pee on the toilet paper. So, there were many times where he smelt of fresh crap while sitting in class. Moral of the story, crap before and after school caused 2 ND third graders are heartless pricks. One popular rumor that went around was that in 7th grade a girl dry humped the frick out of a desk corner in detention when she thought no one was looking. Some fat boy in the same grade watched her through the window till she finished and spread the rumor. This sounds like the plot to some hentai I read once. We had some weird ones. The Spanish teacher was supposedly in a Gone Wild video when she was in college. A girl was apparently violated with broom handles by a group of guys while they were supposed to be cleaning the dining hall, and this one kid was rumored to have fricked both his sister and his dog. There was a rumor that Dr. Pepper was going out of business. Dr. Pepper sales surged and it would be sold out all the time, leading further evidence towards it being out of business. I started the rumor. And that's how Acid Treat 101 got his start in market manipulation. The same one that went around every high school, insert quiet girl's name here, was masturbating with a frozen hot dog and it broke off inside her. She had to go to the hospital to get it removed. Mine was she used a curling iron and it burned her. That a substitute teacher and I were making love in the library. It wasn't true. We were making love at her home. When I was a senior in high school, a good word for a few months was that a sophomore girl would give guys rim jobs in the bathroom for dime bags. Why only rimmies? Why even rimmies? I just don't know. I only know her name, but not her face. The face that lived on the edge. But never mind. The face of the one who got away. I went to a small high school of almost 250 students, so rumors spread quickly. One day I was told by a friend, I am going to tell everyone you have a huge dong. So he did. I would see him dutifully walking the halls, informing girls that I had a massive dong. Eventually, everyone stopped caring except for the one kind of S-girl at our school. She asked me if I was hung like a moose and, when I said yes, she never stopped awkwardly hitting on me until one day the next year she got a text from one of last year's senior class. Apparently, they had been talking about my dong and he said, "You know that was a joke, right?" She freaked out, pulled me out of class and started interrogating me. What size is it? How long have you been lying to me? That sort of thing. Eventually I told her that the man she was texting had never seen my dong. Thanks to that, and the continuing efforts of my friend, I never lived that rumor down. TLDR. Friend told school I had a huge dong, got hit on by kind of S-girl. Best friend ever. In middle school I was in a deep depression living with my mom an 8-9 hours drive from my dad's place. Finally I just kinda had up on life and stopped going to school and basically sleeping all the time and I missed 32 days of school in a row. Rumors started going around that I died since I didn't tell anyone except my couple close friends. So I moved back to my dad's place that year and my senior year of high school my older sister came down to my dad's with a couple of her friends. Her one friend was on the phone with a guy my age who I had gone to middle school with, and he asked her if it was weird being at my house since I was dead. I was kinda proud of myself and felt like a secret agent that got burned and faked his death to start over. TLDR. Missed a lot of school, never went back, they still thought I died 5 years later. A girl got toed, fingered, only with toes. This then led to the classic, Q, what's insert here's favorite food? A. Toad in the hole. There was a girl in our school named Miranda who had physical relations with someone else and they didn't have a condom, so they used saran wrap. Everyone called her Myran Wrap. That my father is an Islamic freedom fighter who died years ago, that I came to Germany when I was 8 and that I have seen my best friend die in front of my very own eyes in the same year. Oh, and that I have beaten and violated a pregnant teacher when I was 10. I wonder who makes all this stuff up. Mostly adult stories. There was a rumor that my best friend was into pegging, and another rumor that a girl tried to smoke herb with her tuna canoe. Can't imagine how it could inhale, but I guess nobody cared about the general how of the situation. That Dominic owned a jetpack, or that there was a teacher that got fired a couple years prior for having relations with a student. That one was true. You have been visited by the romantic doggo. Comment love is magic so you never fall in the friend zone. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.